Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again, and this time we're going back to Kamigawa Neon Dynasty for one of the cards I never really covered because I wasn't really sure what to do with it. And then I was going through some of my folders at home and went, oh yeah, this is what we need to do with it. So I've built it now, and I figured it was time to share it. So it's going to be on MTGO, and it's going to be one of my paper-based ones when I finish getting a few last bits and pieces together. So without further ado, here we go. Isshin, two heavens as one. Red, white and black for a 3/4 legendary human samurai. With the ability of whenever a creature attacking causes a trigger of a permanent you control to trigger, that trigger triggers an additional time. Yeah, we like the combat step with this deck. It's where we want to be with this deck entirely. It's an interesting colour choice. I know I've done a few sort of like red, white, black decks recently, but this game, different version, they seem to have nice abilities with some of these. So let's go for it and see what we've got here. Start as I always do with the land, the usual selection of lands, including Fabled Passage, Field of the Dead. Yes, I know they don't trigger on attacking, but hey. There is a couple of new bits I do want to point out though. We've got Hanawar Battlement, and I have got Hanawar Garrison as well in the deck. It's quite nice, I thought. If we can go in for this and get it to merge together, when we go in for attacking with Isshin, we do get 4 tokens because it triggers a second time. So, you know, it made sense to me. But I've decided to improve it both, just include both, just for a little bit of a laugh and see if we can actually do some melding with the deck at some stage. Beyond that, the usual selection of lands. Nomad Outpost is in to help with the mana sorting out. The Triome's in as well to help with sorting out the mana. Scrubland, anything else you can think of is in here basically that I can afford. Plateau, Scrubland, there you go. Haven't got the red-black one yet. I don't think I've picked one up yet, but that's next month when I get paid again. Though by the time you see this video, will have been paid, so hopefully I'll have picked one up. So, but hey, never mind. So, ramp side of things, we did, we're in 3 colours that don't have any instance that let us ramp stuff through, so we had to go the usual way. So Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and then one of each of the talismans that tap. Yes, they did as a point of damage, but they also tap for colourless, so it's probably only in the early game we'll be using them for colour, and then in the later game hopefully we'll be using them for colourless, which will save us some pain, I'm hoping. Beyond that, it's really a case of what have we got on the deck. So what I tried to do is find creatures that did something nice when they did the attack on the trigger. So Brave the Sands isn't a creature, just so we're clear. I'll chuck this in so we can have the vigilant side of it for the creatures so they're not getting tapped out. Hanwha Militia Captain again doesn't really do anything on the attack, but since I had the garrison in and the battlements, I thought I might as well include the other one that had Hanwha in the name. That's why it's here. Dam is in to A, be early removal, or B, be a Wrath of God. One or the other, which is quite nice. Robber of the Rich does have an ability that triggers on attacking. If a defending player has more cards in hand than you, exile the top card of their library. During any turn you attack with a rogue, you may cast that card, you may spend mana of any colour. So basically it's going to hopefully get some cards out as things go along. But it does have an attack trigger, which is why it's here. Path of Bravery responds to things being attacking. No, the life gain's nice. Getting the +1/+1 is even nicer. Tatori's Protection, Unbreakable Formation, just to protect the cards. Adeline, Resplendent Cathar's in. This is definitely here. This has attack triggers. This will double up when you attack because of Isshin being in play. Aggravated Assault is in as another way. It's an old card from Onslaught, if you haven't seen it before, just to prove where it came from. It has an interesting ability. Sorry, where has it gone? Come here. Where we can pay 5 mana and untap all the creatures we control and have another combat phase. And if you've got a way of keep on making treasures and things, there's not in this deck. But if you want to go down the infinite route with this card, you can do, because you get a load of things that make treasures when they attack. Untap all the creatures, do it again, pay the mana from the treasures you've got, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. It seems like a reasonable way to win a game, but I haven't really thought of a really competitive way of doing it, hence why it's not talked about here. Captain Land of Storm, you saw me click on a minute ago. Attacks, get a treasure, get 2 treasures with Isshin in play. Fever, make sure all our creatures have haste, because that could be important with this deck. Hanawar Garrison, I've already mentioned as part of the battlements thing. When it attacks, create 2 tap 2 1/1 red human creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. Obviously, with Isshin in play, that will be 4 of them. Not going to complain about 4 extra tokens, but we do get more. Cranko triggers twice when you attack, which means you get a lot of more goblins than what you think you would do. Likewise, Squeak's in as well, because when you attack with Squeak, you get 2 little 1/1 red goblins, and it seemed like a good plan. And also, Mardu Ascendancy gives everything the ability to create little goblins when it's attacking. And because it triggers, it'll trigger twice for each creature if you've got Isshin in place. So it's really quite a nice little combo between this and Isshin. Yeah, Anointed Procession's in. This is priced in real world. This is going up. MTGO is not too bad at the moment, but in the real world, Anointed Procession, Parallel Lives are still going up and up and up and up and up. If you haven't got them, I've said it before, go and get them now. If you want to get them on MTGO, get them, have them in your deck. This doubles up all our token triggers, which I'm really excited about. Likewise, Smothering Tithe does the same thing. We all know what that does. This isn't too bad on MTGO. This is going down at the moment, but I think in real life it's still a silly price card. Hero Bladehold, you attack 2 soldiers, 4 soldiers, multiple soldiers. You know what we're doing now. Mythos of Snap Decks is something I just included just to have a bit of fun, to sacrifice things off. And if we spend the right colours of mana, you choose the permanents for each player instead, which is quite nice. So you could just choose the same creature, sack one of your tokens for us, and then just destroy whatever they've got, which is quite nice because it's a sacrifice effect. So yeah, let's go with that. Brutal Horde Chief does the whole whenever a creature you control attacks, defending player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Double triggers multiple times. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Same with Raven of Revenge of the Ravens does the same thing. It's the life gain is really nice. Damnation and control the board with chain reaction as well. Hellrider does a very similar thing to Brutal Horde Chief. It's the first time I've been able to get both of them in the deck because of the colours, so that's lovely. Hero of Oxford Ridge, double up on those battle cry triggers when we attack. Relentless Assault, let's all do it again, everybody. Tectonic Giants, just 3 damage to each opponent. And hopefully you get to do 6 damage to each opponent, which will win you the game quite quickly. Soren's in. I've included this version of Soren. I could have included the other ones that pumped up, that left me emblems and stuff, but I decided getting some life might be important, and since it'll be our turn and we all have life link, at the worst you could deal 1 to a creature or a planeswalker and you gain 1 life, but at best you'll be attacking with a load of creatures and gain a whole load of life because they'll all have life link, hence why I picked this one. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's the only planeswalker I put in this deck, so hey ho. Rayu Storm's Edges in. It is possible that we could have 1 turn where we just attack with a single samurai or a single warrior, and then we get to have an additional combat phase where we can attack with everything. Not a bad little plan. Not sure if it's worth it or not, but that's what I decided to include it for. We do have Tori Devant Fury Rider. When this attacks, all other attacking creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. Twice. Red creatures will get trampled twice. White creatures will get... and we untap all the white attacking creatures as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Fervent Charge, again, as a card I completely forgot existed. It's back in the day from Apocalypse. But whenever a creature we control attacks, we gets +2/+2. With Isshin, if I've read it right, it means it gets +4/+4, which could be really dangerous. Helm of the Host, just to copy something. Not Mothra Swap, maybe another Isshin. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And Solemn Sim, just to sort the land out. Rabble Rousing gives us, when we attack, it may double trigger. I believe it does, if I've read the rules correctly. Cathar's Crusade, just to pump the creatures up. That's the only reason it's here. Fumigate, control the board. Drana, the Last Blood Chief. Yep. Attack with this, you can get 2 creatures out graveyards and put them into play. That seems like a really good plan to me. Likewise, Kalek, Fury of Avarice. Whenever you attack, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, untap all attacking creatures. They gain first strike until the end of the turn. After this phase, there's additional combat phase. I think you get 2 combat steps. I haven't tried it yet. We'll see what happens. If we get 2 combat steps, it'll be marvellous. Kazul, Tyrant of the Cliffs, is here purely because you want to get some tokens. And it seemed like a good way to get some tokens out to me. It doesn't, it doesn't do anything when we're attacking. but it gives us a reasonable blocker and a nice way of getting some blockers. So, and it's an old school card, so I decided to have some fun with it. Likewise, Campaign of Vengeance is in. Whenever a creature you control attacks, defending player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It's basically an enchantment version of Brutal Hall Chief, and 2 versions of this is going to be deadly very quickly. Adelaine, Captain of the Guard, does the whole melee thing. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn for each opponent you attack this combat. Other creatures you have melee, so it's worth having it in. Ankle Shanker is in to give everything. Well, it comes in with haste, and whenever it attacks, creatures you control gain first strike and death touch until the end of turn. So it means all your creatures become lethal very quickly. We've got 1 of each of the Titans of the respective colours in. I'm not going to go through them. You probably know what they do by now. I'll put the Debaser in just because we're going to nick creatures, so we might as well do it properly if we're going to do it at all. Airtie Primal Storm, when it attacks, we get to have sort of like lots of cards to get exiled, assuming we've got Isshin in play. Likewise, Scourge of the Thrones in as well. Attacks for the first time each turn. If it's attacking the target player with the most life or tied for the most life, untap all attacking creatures. It'll help out with the extra combat steps again. Likewise, Oriel the War Leader's in for the same thing. Drakaseth gets stupid. I'll be honest. Triggering this twice, so you're chucking 8 damage around, and 2 lots of 4, 4 lots of 3, kicking around all over the board. Will end games very quickly. Ruinous Ultimatum, just to make sure we can clear the board if we need to, which is a bigger version of the other, like Fumigate and whatever else I've played. I still only play Fumigate. Might just be Fumigate I put in the end, so I put this in instead. Up the top end, Blasphemous Axe in. Legion Loyalty is also a lovely card if we can get it into play. 8 mana is kind of pushing it with this deck, but having all our creatures with mirrored is like genius plan. Obviously it doesn't work with some of the legendary stuff, but if you can imagine sort of multiple Sun Titans, Grave Titans, Inferno Titans attacking along with some of the other creatures coming into play, it's going to be quite good fun, I feel. So that's it. That's my very short introduction on my version of Isshin 2 Heavens as One. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave me comments down below to let me know what I've messed out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. I'm sitting pretty at 75 followers here at the moment. I'm still trying to get that up. Sometime, hopefully, I'll get 1,000. That would be lovely. But, if you're watching this for the first time, just give me a follow, please. Just, please. Likewise, come and join me over on Twitch. You can find the details down below in the description of this video. I'm sitting at 130 followers as I record this one. I'd love to get it up to 150 before Christmas. So, if you can just go and chuck me a follow over there, that'd be lovely as well. If you've got an Amazon Prime subscription, you're not using a sub, chuck that to me as well. I can help improve the stream and carry on doing that. But hey, thanks for watching the video this far. Take care, and I will catch you all soon when I do the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.